Welcome to the ANY KEbnY Video Show, the place and platform for independent creatives. I'm your host, Kenny ANY Moore. This is another writer episode. My guest has a new play she wrote and is directing that is about to premiere. But before we start the show, would you do two things for me? First, go like and subscribe to the Minds of Creativity YouTube channel and Facebook page so you can check out the rest of the content and get alerts when new shows are available. Second, subscribe to my YouTube channel and connect with me on social media at Coach_ANY KENY on Twitter, TikTok, Clubhouse, and Instagram. So you can follow the show and keep up with the rest of the stuff that I'm doing. All right, my guests are ready. I'm ready. Let's start the show. But before my guests come on to talk about the play, let's check it out. Here's Annetta Swift's Secrets Behind the Pastor's Study on the ANY KEbnY Video Show.
Always three sides to a story, but sometimes the truth can still get misconstrued.
I specifically told the reporter what happened, step by step, and they still wrote what they wanted to. Now we look like the villains, and we're totally innocent.
No, we don't look like the villains. We know the truth.
Yes, we know the truth, and our intentions were pure, but they're making us look guilty.
Sometimes trying to chase a lie to prove your innocence makes you look even worse.
Okay, now I know y'all seen the article in the press. None of that's true. Y'all so messy.
And they recanted their statements. Look, ladies, we have to do better about supporting each other. We're all pastors' wives.
Girl, we don't support no mess. But, I mean, I kind of do have to agree with Evelyn. We all got stuff that we don't want exposed.
Yeah, you're right. You do reap what you sow, and them tables, they do turn.
That part.
Just when it seems like the dust has settled, here comes the storm.
Though we experienced some tumultuous things this week, now we can breathe and enjoy the rest of our session together as a group. Let's see what happens when we do things together.
What? Good grief, Charlie Brown, look, you're on CNN. Your picture's plastered everywhere.
Whoa, man, you just hit local news too.
Wait a minute. I told you this. Man, you leaked my story, and you know I repented and turned from this.
First joining me is Annetta Swift. She's an author and playwright out of the Atlanta area. She's written numerous books and directed many stage productions. You just saw a clip of her latest play. Now let's bring her on and talk about it. Annetta, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being on. How you doing?
Hey, Kenny. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to talk about another baby.
Absolutely. Oh, it's always great having you on. And first, let me start by saying that I'm super proud as a brother to see how you progressed. You know, I've seen from the very beginning. I think I still have your first book in my library somewhere. So to see your progression, I'm super proud.
Thank you. I'm excited.
For sure. All right, so let's start with this. Talk about the similarities and the differences between writing books and writing plays.
Plays and books, they're all kind of synonymous, you know. The book, you're telling a whole story. You have to paint a whole picture and, you know, make it colorful and let them smell the perfume and let them see the flowers. You have to use a lot of words, adjectives, and tell a good story and make everything fit. Same thing with the play, but it's basically lines. So it's a lot of dialogue versus a story and dialogue.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so tell me the longest it's taken for you to write a book or a play, and then what was the shortest?
Let's start with the shortest. Was 3 days. That's Breathe Again. That's a love story I wrote. 3 days. Like, I don't know what happened. I was just like, grr. And then oh God, I'm still writing book 26. I've been writing it for like 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't just dealt with it because it's a lot of unpacking that I have to do. to deal with that book. It's called Private Hell.
Mm,
And yeah, I have. Yeah, that's been the longest. Yep.
that's interesting because you know, that unpacking it brings me to think about the book, you know, that me and April wrote together. And
Mm.
that took, you know, similar unpacking, therapeutic, like all of those
Yes.
things, you know, rolled up into one. So I get it. You have to kind of write and then process your emotions and put it down for and pick it back up. So
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So
Yeah,
listen,
I
we
was kind
have
of like,
some.
never mind. I don't want to deal with it. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember I wrote a specific part of the book, and I just had to get my cry on. I said, you know what, I'm gonna have to get back to this tomorrow because this is too much for me right now.
You be crying, Kenny. I'm just playing.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm from the Bronx, but I'm still, you know, I
Yeah,
still.
that's what I'm talking.
All right, look, we got some more people. We got some more people here with
Man,
us, and we got some of your cast from the play. So let's bring them on. Introduce them.
let me tell you. Let me tell you. I'm just so honored to work with these two. I'm honored to work with my whole cast, but because they have the lead role, to actually see my characters from the book come to life, I have this different kind of love for them. I love everybody, but it's like, oh my God, I'm sitting with Jerry. I'm talking with Evelyn. Even though they're Brandon and Joy, they bring something dear to my heart. And I'm just honored to have Brandon Billings and Joy Yvonne as a part of the cast. They are truly amazing.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
So Brandon, Joy, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So
I'm
listen,
doing.
go ahead, man. What
Can
were
you
you
hear?
saying? Yes, sir.
Yes.
I just said I'm doing good.
All right, great. So listen, the first time I have people on my show, I always ask them this question. And the question is this: tell me your earliest memory or the moment that you fell in love with acting. So Joy, I'll start with you.
Wow. The earliest moment.
Either
I've
memory or moment, either or.
I had a very powerful moment, which when I knew like this is for me. But I've been in plays and I've danced when I was younger, and our recitals was a whole production. We had singing and the whole nine. But um, really, when I felt like something is here, I did an intensive
Hmm.
with, oh gosh, I would Angela White. She was actually on Tyler Perry's The Have and the Have Nots,
Okay.
but her and her husband did an intensive here. And it's like when I do intensives or classes, I always get paired with the teacher. So anyway, we were doing
Mm.
a scene and I was in it. And I whatever it was, I was like storming off on her, and I stormed off and slammed the door, and the class went up like Rah! It was so crazy. I was like, oh my God. It felt so good just to be in that moment and to play with her. And I was like, this is what I want to do, God. What I want to do. So that was my moment.
So, Brandon, actually, before you answer this, I found out backstage that you do music as well. So, two-part question. Tell me about your earliest memory when you fell in love with music and then with acting.
Okay, I guess I'll do the music first. I'm not an artist. I'm a background singer. I'm a tenor in a choir, and my mom is she raised all eight of her kids in the church,
Ooh.
sang and listen to no secular music. All we listen to
Uh-huh.
Kurt Franklin, Ricky Diller, Fred Hammond, and choir. And the very choir that my mom was in her 20s and 30s, I'm in that choir now, David Walker and High Praise. So
Wow.
for gospel music reaches all the way back to like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
But also acting. So I feel like I'm an amateur because I'm starting to end, but to reach back to when I first fell in love with acting, I was about 15 or 16 years old, and my current pastor was the youth pastor back then, and he wrote a play. He made me the star of the play. I played a pastor. I'm doing it again, playing Pastor Jerry, and the play was awesome. I basically just fell into portraying at that time, not a minister, so just portraying what I saw and observed, and just gave a perspective on that part I played.
Very good. So sounds like you got thrown into a play like Annetta threw me into a play back in the day.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Kitty.
Am I
Don't go way back to Baltimore.
Am I lying? No.
No.
Okay. No, but it was fun though. I think that's the beauty of creativity is being forced into situations that may not be uncomfortable, that may be uncomfortable rather,
Mhm.
and then seeing how you can create out of that. And I think that's one of the best parts of creativity.
Yeah.
Amen.
Absolutely. All right, so this might be a tough question, it might not. So this is again for the cast. Give me your favorite and least favorite thing about working with Annetta. We'll start with Brandon.
My favorite and my least favorite thing is the same answer. My auntie Netta, the red writer, is a natural born comedian.
Absolutely.
I love that she's a comedian because I'm laughing every time you turn around. But it's also the least thing I like because I'm easily distracted. So or she responds in any way, I'm coming out of character a little bit, or I'm like, Lord, Auntie Netta done said something else. So those are my favorite and least favorite things.
That's interesting because I would have to agree because I love to laugh, right, and be silly, but when it's time to work, I'm ready to work. And sometimes we can play a lot when we need to be focused. And we have a lot of comedians,
A lot.
including myself, um, including myself, that can get into a tangent of laughter or just poking
Mhm.
at each other. And we done wasted a whole 30 minutes on just going back and forth and bantering. So it's a good time, when we all get together. Yeah, and we've been putting in this work, so we're excited for people to come and see the play.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
So Annetta, as a director,
Mhm.
you're the one that has to reel it in, but you're also the comedian that may have actually started the thing. How hard is that for you?
So, like, I feel like I'm mean when I do say, no, we gotta get it, or whatever. But because I do have those moments, and everybody like, well, you the one was, whatever. But I don't really see when it's time to do it. Then everybody's pretty much like, okay, let's get it. Or next time we all in or whatever. So, reeling it in, it's like therapy for me. The whole thing, the seriousness of it, and it just takes me out of my world, my reality. You know what I mean? So, reeling it in, I don't know, Kenny. Pray for me. Amen.
I got you. So let's get into the play. We just, we showed a clip at the top. Give me the inspiration behind secrets behind the pastor study, and then tell me how the play came about on the production side.
Long short, there was something that happened at the church that I used to go to under another leadership, and one of the lead deacons of the church said, "You need to write a book about this. Things that go on in the pastor study." I said, "I will never expose this." Well, And so that night, I woke up with this burning in my belly. It was not gas. I literally, that's how it comes to me. I had a burning in my stomach,
Wow.
and it was like I got pregnant, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And to this day, I call him my baby daddy because I didn't want to do it, but God said there is something that needs to be said, but it's not on that end.
Okay.
It's not to expose things that I knew about people. And so the book was written in 2008. That was my inspiration, and I just go by. I'm like his secretary, so whatever you say, I just write it down. And then the play came about after the last play we did, Danger Zone. One of the executive producers, he was like, "This gonna be the next play." I was like, "No, it ain't. We doing Danger Zone again." And so I had already written the movie script for it, so I was like, "Well, I guess we can use the movie script for the play script." And here we are.
Wow. So that actually leads me to my next question. You might have answered it, but maybe we could dig a little deeper on it. Was there ever any fear or concern in terms of backlash from the church with touching such a sensitive topic?
I didn't think about it until after it was going to be a play, and somebody said, "Girl, you be wanting people to like your stuff, but they mad at you." And so, I'm the type of person, I want to, me, Kenny, I want to be mad at me. I want to,
Right,
and so I'm
right,
thinking
right,
about how it touched me, but I'm not thinking about people who may be dealing with it or going through it or came out of it or whatever the case may be, how they'll react to, how people react to truth. And it ain't funny. Ain't nothing funny in this play. There's nothing funny in
right.
this place. So my fear came after everything. It's too late now. You pregnant.
Hey,
We got to give birth. We're in labor now.
there you
Let's
go.
do it. So
It's going down.
if I knew then what I know now, because I'm just thinking all the twists and turns of, God gave it to me. Just to say that I know God gave it to me, which is with all the books. But I never really thought about the effect it would have. I'm like, they gonna like it. And my daughter was like, people don't like the truth. And I was like, who asked you? But it's the truth.
Yeah, but it's a fact though.
Yeah.
It's a fact. It's a fact though. Um, so let's talk about your Brandon Joy. Talk about your characters, and without giving too much, just talk about your characters and your roles and what the process was for you in terms of getting into and becoming those characters. Joy, I'll start with you.
Okay, I was about to say, go ahead, man, a guy. So I play Evelyn Smith. I am the wife. I play the wife of Brandon, which is Jerry Smith. And so our characters have encountered a lot through life, pastoring as well as personally. And we are on the other side of that. And so, what God has brought us through, we are now in a position where we're able to help others. We desire to help others, and we want to provide a safe place for pastors to come and be able to unpack and allow the Lord to move and heal and help them get through those things. And so that's a little bit. I don't know, Brenda, what else do you? Oh, and so preparing. So me, I really like to dig into a character. Like I want to read the whole script. I want to understand who she is, give her a backstory, what motivates her, what makes her tick. And then I like to go find people who I feel like are in alignment with that character, so I can have a reference of we're playing older people. And we have older children. They're in their 20s. I look like I'm in my 20s. So I had
Period.
That's a
to
fact.
go and look and see how a more mature woman that's a pastor's wife, how she would dress, how
Hmm.
she would respond, how she carries herself.
Sure.
So those are some of the things that I did.
You see
All
why
right.
I love them? You see, Kenny?
Hey, putting in that work. I love it. Okay, Brandon.
Period.
Yeah, so I was very inspired to play this role. I definitely had to pull from outside of me because, like Joyce said, we're still kind of young. I'm in my 30s, but we're playing older people, pastor and first lady that have, and even the story is they're helping people through what they went through.
Mhm.
Um, so I had to pull from outside of me, and I'm so glad that I have examples right in front of me. My current pastor, I grew up seeing him go through things as a leader that he's not ashamed to talk about. Divorce, having to come before the church. I talked about it in another interview. We grew up seeing things like that where leaders may have been exposed for doing certain things in the church and have to be sat down, and certain things that go in the pastor study. And so me growing up seeing that, I just pull from that and seeing where my pastor is now. It's almost like I have a reference for Jerry every Sunday. It's my pastor, Pastor VC Speakman, Bethel Original Fruit Baptist Church.
Well,
Right,
Plug.
shout them out. Shout them out. Shout them out.
Yes. Even, the play, without giving too much, it deals with different types of situations. So this is life. When you overcome one thing, you new level, new devil. So there's some things my pastor overcame in his younger years, and now him being older, he's having to deal with sickness in his body. So that's another situation. Not all of us are dealing with temptation. Some of us are dealing with some
Sure.
affliction. And so to see my leaders, my parents, my dad go through things like that in ministry is definitely something I pull from for this play.
Yeah, and I think the power of this play is going to be is that you're showing no vulnerabilities, right? You're showing that we have issues in the church and we're not afraid to hide from them. I think that's been where, the whole hypocrite, church is fake, blah, 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 blah. Where that whole narrative came from was that instead of us actually dealing with and confronting and having the tough conversations about these things, we swept them under the rug, or we just hid them totally out of people's, sight until it came in people's faces after the fact. So I think that's going to be the power of this production, and that is that you're actually showing pastors being in a vulnerable place. They're showing that they're human just like anybody else, and they're going through
period.
situations and challenges just like anyone else. So I think it's great. We need it.
Yeah.
All right. So shout out some of the other collaborators that people can look forward to seeing on the play, and then talk about anybody else that contributed on the production side to help bring this thing together.
Oh God, that's a lot. We have 6 couples. We have Pastor Raymond and Betty Ross. We have that's Reginald Swift and Katrisa Thompson. We have Fernando, who's Alan Couch. His wife is Maria, and she's Marissa Delgado. Then we have Regina and William Johnston. That's Pam Hightower, Marcus Allen. They're Alan, not Alan, but Joy and Brandon's daughter, Leanne. Then we have Cleaver and Amelia Waters. That's Fred and Kiera. And Tiana and Terrence, they play the Nixons. So that's everybody, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think that's all the couples.
Awesome.
That's everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then of course, you have my stage managers. She is amazing. So I love her. She always brings it together because I can't do everything. I don't see everything. And like I would have been lost, if I hadn't had her the first time I brought her aboard with Danger Zone. So yeah, she's an amazing gift to bring everything together. Stage manager / co-director, you know what I mean? So then you have the rest of the team. It's a whole bunch of teams, but that's about it behind stage.
I think you forgot somebody. They said me.
Oh.
Tabor Harden.
What you say? Who?
Tabor Harden said,
Tabor. Of course.
That's the executive producer too.
I thought
He's
that
the
name
narrator.
sounded familiar.
He and
Got
Blossom.
it.
They're
Oh,
narrators.
man.
Sorry, Tay.
Absolutely. So as we get ready to wrap this up, tell 2 things. One, tell everybody how where the play is happening, when the play is happening, how they can check it out, how they can get their tickets, and then tell me what's next for you. in terms of production wise?
Okay, so the play is on Saturday, June 8th at 6 p.m. at the Clayton County Performing Arts Center. That's in Jonesboro, Georgia. They can get their tickets at my website, thereadywriter.com. And that's it, right, y'all, for the tickets. Or they can see one of us. If y'all know us, y'all can hit all of us up individually, and we got you.
Okay. All right.
What's next? I'm doing a movie with Bully Me Not, so we're gonna do a movie short. Yeah, that's coming in the fall. We're shooting in the fall. It's releasing spring summer 25. My
Cool.
first movie event. Yeah, I'm excited.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I submitted some music for that, so hopefully I'll make the cut.
Hi, kidding. Okay.
Shameless plug.
Okay.
So as we get also Joy, Brandon, shout out your social media information. Tell my audience how they can follow and connect with you.
All right. So you can find me on all social media platforms at Joy Yvonne. That's JoiEvonne.
All right. And what's next for you, Joy? You got any other productions upcoming or things that you're working on?
Yeah. I have a lot of things going on, with with independent films, stuff be coming down the pike, you need that money. But in order to get that thing going. But I will be in Annetta's upcoming production as well, her movie. So I'm excited about that. We know we're gonna straightway with that. So that's gonna be good. I'm excited about that.
All right. And Annetta, I did recently interview a guy by the name of Monty C. Wilson, I believe his name is. He's got a Tubi Connect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he has the Tubi. He's got a movie out on Tubi now, and he's kind of breaking it down to me. So if you want me to connect you guys, I'll be glad to do it.
Absolutely, I would love that.
All right, Brandon, give the audience your social media information and tell people how they can connect to you.
Yes. You can find me on Facebook. Just look for Brandon Elder B Billings, or Facebook, TikTok. Instagram, TikTok, Bishop B3. And I have a lot of stuff going on this summer. I am a youth pastor. So it's been a program, conference after conference this summer. That's pretty much what I'm busy with. I have Repairs of the Breach for our youth coming up in June. Our
Okay.
music department is conferences coming up, and our youth convention for our Middle Eastern District in the original Free Will Baptist Church. So y'all pray for me.
All right.
Over, the ball is still rolling.
Hey, the work continues. Does not stop. All right, Annetta, you last. Give everybody your social media information, how they can follow you.
Facebook, Annetta Swift. Instagram, the.readywriter. TikTok, Annetta Swift. So yeah, that's me.
All right. So listen, Annetta, Joy, Brandon, appreciate you guys jumping on with me.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
for sure. And anytime you guys have anything going on, anything you got coming out that you want to promote, that you want to plug, you have a home here at the ANY KEbnY Video Show.
Thank you. Y'all get y'all tickets.
Yeah, get your tickets.
TheReadyWriter.com. We not ashamed about that.
All right. Thank y'all for being on the ANY KEbnY Video Show.
Thank you, kid.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, ma'am. Take care.
Good night.
All right. That was Annetta, Brandon, and Joy. Really appreciate them for spending a few minutes. And that's going to be it for this episode of the ANY KEbnY Video Show. Again, I want to thank Annetta Swift and the cast of Secrets Behind the Pastor's Study for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, or like your brands and services to be advertised and promoted on the show, or if you want your video to be featured on the show, send an email to kanmmusicpub@gmail.com. Again, that's kanmmusicpub@gmail.com. Subscribe to the Minds of Creativity YouTube channel, which is part of the All Sports, All Plays Network. So you can check out the rest of the content alert when new episodes are available. You can become a patron on my Patreon page. Just go to patreon.com/ANYKEbnY to get exclusive access to behind the scenes video and free show merchandise. Or you can order your merchandise at the online store, KANMcollective.threadless.com. Again, that's KANMcollective.threadless.com. Shout out to all my patrons and people who have ordered merchandise. Really appreciate your support. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on social media at Coach_ANYKENY on Twitter, TikTok, Clubhouse, Instagram, and on my Facebook music page, Any Key Music, which is spelled capital ANY, capital KE, lowercase b, lowercase n, and capital Y. So until next time, be positive on purpose.